Jungkook is a successful mafia leader. Once when he went to a club, there he saw you for the first time. He came directly towards you and groped your back. You turned around with shock and slapped him on his face. That's how your life changed. He kidnapped you and threatened you that he will kill your family. So you decided to accept his proposal and marry the Mafia King. The very next day, you both got married. He was attracted to you physically, so the only thing he wants is your body. Detailed video of Jungkook forcing you is pinned in the comment section. Please take a look. Wedding was done and you were sitting in his room for so-called first night. Are you really married now to the demon himself? Room's door opened, presenting the beast to you. He stood there, showing his victorious smile. He walked past you and sat on the large king-sized bed. Come here, Sugar Plum. He patted his thigh. You shivered in pure fear. Does he want you to sit on his lap? Show me how you treat your husband. I had such a long day. Come here, make me feel good. Arrogance was filled in his voice. You were angry by his actions. I'm not your wife. I have never agreed to any of this. A sarcastic smile spread on his face. I was wondering about married life, but now one thing is for sure, that I hate when my wife talks back. I'm not your wife, that's why I can't do that. Fantastic! Now you have gained yourself a punishment for your first night, he sarcastically said. In an instant, he was standing in front of you. He grabbed you by your arm roughly, tilting your head. You winced in pain when he took your lips in his mouth. He was sucking the air out of you. He was dominating you. Now tell me, Sugar Plum, who am I to you? He was smirking. Without saying anything, you tried to run, but you could only take 2 steps when he caught you by your waist. He put you roughly on the bed. In a second, he was on top of you. Tell me. You never do this to anyone, you yelled. You wanted him to come back to his senses. Look, Sugar Plum, you're my wife now, and there is no such a thing as forcing on your wife. Who am I to you? Tell me, or else you'll get the punishment. He wanted you to accept him as your husband. He was getting impatient. Still, you didn't say anything. He tore your wedding dress completely out of anger. Your chest was exposed to him. That's when he tore your other dress too. Oh, honey, I will stop immediately. Just tell me who I am, he said in soothing voice. No one. You're no one to me, you yelled in anger. You brought this on yourself. He gritted his teeth. While smirking, he bit on your right melon. That bite tore you from inside out. It was not any love bite. It was a bite for denying him. A loud cry came out of your mouth. The whole mansion could hear your loud cries, but no one came to your rescue. Helplessly, you uttered the words he was eager to hear. You're my husband. My husband. You looked at him. His eyes held a bit of sympathy, but the moment you looked in his eyes, they turned cold, filled with satisfaction. You started crying because no one was going to save you from him. Stop. Please don't hurt me. Your eyes were pleading him to have mercy. Oh, Sugar Plum, what kind of husband do you think I am? I won't hurt you ever. He gently wiped away the tears falling from your eyes. She looked confused for a moment. She looked down, nodding slowly. Is she embarrassed to meet my gaze? All emotions were on display. Is it pain or is it fear? Fear. Yes, fear, that is it. I can't find zipper. Before she could complete her sentence, I grabbed her swiftly in one move. My hand was traveling towards her zipper and I tore the dress in one go. Her whole body got exposed to air. I looked at her with licking my lip. The view was absolutely stunning. Are you doing someone else? Why are you shaved? I whispered in her ear. This sentence made her open her eyes instantly. She stared at me blankly. I just keep myself clean. It's a habit. She got shy and placed her both hands on her face, refusing to look at me. This made me want to go wild. I chuckled. I know you're a good person, but please stop, okay? I know you have married me, but I'm not ready for this. You spoke your mind. Let go of your false disguise. Stop pretending to be ruthless and mean. As you spoke, he looked shocked. I'm not pretending to be ruthless, but I am ruthless, and there is nothing as disguise. Stop lying. Your eyes told me the truth. And eyes can't lie. You tried to wiggle. He was silent for a few moments, but then again he smirked like a maniac. That's when you knew he is not going to listen. You sighed. Closing your eyes, you said to him, You left me with no choice. You said you took your wedding necklace, which was sharp like a knife at one end, and decided to commit. With all your strength, you cut your neck. But wait, why are you still alive? Shouldn't you feel pain? You opened your eyes only to find his hand preventing you from doing so. You looked at his hand. It was bleeding. Strangely him looking in your eyes. You pushed him. As he landed aside, you got up hurriedly. He's hurt because of me? You panicked. It was so late in the night, all the maids were nowhere to find. Just as you find the medicine to apply on his wound, a sudden thought flashed in your mind. Let it be, Ryan. Anyway, he's not a good human. He brought you so much pain, so much tears. It doesn't matter whether he is hurt or not. He deserved it. He's a monster, so let's not treat him with humanity, okay? But the picture of him preventing you from doing your thought popped in your mind. Sighing, you took the medicine and slowly made your way back to the room. You cautiously opened the door, scanning the room. You flinched and looked at him. He was lying on the bed silently, but your full focus was on his hand. Blood was oozing out, but he didn't care. Can't wait to see me dead? He spoke with eyes still shut. A brief silence followed a few moments. You walked to the bed. Your eyes couldn't leave him. You felt like some worthless piece of meat as a tear rolled out of your eyes. The tears he didn't expect. He even didn't expect you coming back. Your loud whimper made him open his eyes and look at you. He looked confused. You sat down, mustering your courage, taking his hand to apply medicine. He was silent. His hand reached to wipe your tears, but you slapped his hand away. God knows how much courage you had to slap his hand away. He smiled. A smile spread on his face, knowing that there was someone who would cry when he is hurt. You stood up to put medicine on the nightstand, but he pulled your hand, which was applying ointment on him. He let you fall on the bed. He held you by your waist. Don't move around, or we can continue our consummation of marriage. He warned you. Close your eyes, he ordered, while his face buried in your neck as his hair tickling your skin. It was such a long day for you. You were so tired, and it didn't take long for sleep to come over to you. Your breathing became normal, and he knew that you slept already. She seems bolder than she looks, he thought. That's how your first night passed. The sun rose up in the sky, waking up the whole city. He got up, removing the blanket. A devilish smile appeared on his face when he saw marks of him on your wrist. Your soft body felt amazing against his body. He covered you with blanket again when you mumbled something in your sleep. Junie? He didn't understand what it means. I miss you, Junie. He backed up from bed right away. He knew you were calling for your fiancé. The devil was excited when he first woke up, but now what was he feeling? Was he feeling getting angry for going easy on you yesterday, or not for crushing you under the harsh, ruthless true self? But then it occurred to him that his wife was just a fun thing he brought to fulfill his needs. From the first time he saw you, and all of a sudden his hopes vanished. Yes, you are just here to fulfill and to satisfy his needs. Wyan's point of view. The first thing I saw when I woke up was Jungkook coming out just in loose grey sweatpants with no shirt after shower. He's sizzling hot. Droplets of water from his wet hair were dropping on his chiseled chest, making him look extremely sexy. His sweats were hanging loose on his waist. I didn't know I was staring until he cleared his throat with smirk on his face. Like what you see, it's all yours. We need to set some rules, he started. Rules for what? I questioned with brows furrowed. Rules for you, obviously. You're going to stay here from now on. We need to set some rules so you will behave yourself. He must be a fool if he thought I'll follow them and most importantly stay with him. You stay here like a good girl, okay? Or I'll have to punish you, Angel. He tried to kiss me, but I turned my face. But he just held my neck, making me face him and pressed his lips on mine. I'll be back. He didn't lock the door. Did he forget or leave it open purposely? Whatever it is, I need to get out of here. It's my life and I'm not going to follow anyone's rules. Keeping it in mind, I left the room. The house feels more bigger when you're all alone. I got confused in hallways. Maybe luck was on my side for first time. Happily running towards main door, I opened it only to face someone. Wyan, what are you doing here? I can hear anger in his voice. He was looking scary. Didn't I tell you to stay in your room? He nearly growled this time. My legs were shaking with fear. I tried to say something, but words were stuck. I just wanted some water. He knew I was lying. I can clearly see anger, fury, rage in his eyes, but he kept quiet. In room now, or it won't be good for you. I was restless, pacing back and forth in room. My mind was just filled with his thoughts. How furious he looked when he saw me. I don't know how he is gonna behave. What will he do? But I just need to stay strong and face it. I heard door clicked and my heartbeats were erratic. He entered the room and locked the door. He didn't turn around for a few minutes and kept leaning against the door. I was standing at corner of the room trying to keep as much as distance as possible. Sighing, he turned around and took off his shirt and started to walk towards me. You really don't take me seriously, do you? I think you still don't know who I am. Or what can I do, The way his tone was calm but threatening was really scary. I clearly told you that stay in your room or it won't be good for you, didn't I? But you don't listen. And bad girls deserve punishment. He spoke with hard tone. I stood there watching him with eyes wide and jaw dropped. No, I tried to answer strongly but failed. My voice came out like plead. I gave you choice, but you don't want to listen. Let's do it the hard way then. Mine, saying that, he dipped his face in my neck. I felt him sniffing me. Moving my hand behind my back, I felt him tying something. Then I heard clicked. He handcuffed me. What are you doing? Open this! I yelled at him. Shh! Saying, he tore my shirt apart, leaving me only in my that. Tears started to fall. I wanted to stay strong, fight him, but I was not able to hold back. Holding me from waist tightly, he made me sit on the bed. If you move, trust me, I'll make you regret being born. He threatened me and left. He came again, but this time with a tattoo gun in his hold. I understood how this was going to end. What he meant by to make sure I know I'm his. No, he can't do this. Jungkook, please, what are you doing? I'm sorry, I won't make any mistakes again. I pleaded again. I always had fear of needles. It scares me always. That's why it was much more harder for me to fight back. Jungkook, please don't do this. I tried last time looking at him with teary eyes. Sugar Plum, it's okay. It won't hurt. It will just feel like a pinch. He replied with a smile on his face and pulled my neck closer. Jungkook, I have fear of needles. Please, I'm sorry, I won't do it again. He ignored me and pressed the tattoo gun on my neck. I screamed, but he didn't even flinch or budge and continued doing his work. I was sweating furiously. My vision was getting blurred. I was out of energy. My eyes were burning due to all the crying, but he kept doing his work. After what felt like eternity, he stopped and released me. I immediately fell back on the bed. He hovered over me, his hands on either side of my head, caging me under him. "You're looking more beautiful now that you have my name imprinted on you," he said. His breath was fanning my face, kissing my neck so delicately he came closer to my lips, but I didn't let him do it. "I hate you," I replied, looking straight in his eyes. He said nothing. We kept staring at each other without mumbling any word. I really sometimes want to know what goes inside this guy's head. He is good at hiding his emotions and not expressing them. I tried to squirm under him to make him stop, but that just enraged him more. Saying this, he bit me hard on my just made burning tattoo, making me let out hurtful scream. I had no energy left. I stopped fighting, and the last thing I saw was him smiling at me, stroking my head, and I passed out.